I was a dancer in high school. I was like again, I'm a big nerd, and much to my parents' chagrin, because my dad hated taking me to my practices because they wouldn't let me drive. And so my I had practice at like I had to get up at 4 in the morning and get ready, and my high school was a good half an hour away, and so my dad was the one that had to take me to my practices in the morning, and that's and I so my senior year of high school is when I went to Las Vegas for the first time because we had a dance competition. And I
Mm.
remember at the time thinking, wow, this city is great and what a great school. We competed on the campus of UNLV, and but that was like the only, I guess, exposure that I had to Vegas. I had some growing pains, let's just call them that, between when I turned 18. I eventually followed a boy to Las Vegas. So it wasn't a school like a wasn't on an academic journey to go to Vegas. It just kind of the universe kind of had it destined for me, and I stayed there. I ended up staying in Vegas. I got a job in the medical field. I worked for an orthopedic surgeon that was also from Idaho. We had gone to the same high school, only like 40 years apart. And he taught me. He took me under his wing and taught me amazing things when it comes to like orthopedic work. I By the time I left that job, I was his orthopedic technician. I was scheduling surgeries. I was doing wound care. I was rolling casts. It was you name it, and I loved it. I absolutely loved seeing the recovery journey of patients, and it was then who during that time that I met my ex-husband. But it's okay, things happen for a reason. I met him, and he was the one that said, like, hey, you love music so much. Why don't you get a degree in music? Because I was studying to be an OR assistant because I wanted to assist the surgeon that I worked for. I applied at UNLV thinking, well, the worst they can say is no. And when I got accepted, I was like, okay, full semester classes. My baby was little. And I was a new mom as well at that time too. And so it just kind of I made it an effort to just if I was given this opportunity to pursue music, I'm going to do it. And especially when I had my husband's support. And it was again, so went into music thinking, because I was a big fish in a little pond in Little Rupert, Idaho. I was the local mariachi singer, and so going into these I guess testing classes at the very beginning, I remember being tested for like ear training, and then at that time I was like, oh, well, I think I'll be doing okay. I could probably do okay in this class. Can you identify a diminished seventh, and what like melodic ascending scale is this, or just name everything. And I that's when I realized, like, oh, okay, there's a lot to learn about music, and it just that became my journey again. Like I said, I'm a student of life, but it's really when I became almost not obsessed. Obsessed isn't the right word. Just really just in awe of what music really is about, because it's not just an 8 note scale, and it's the in betweens, the black notes in between. And it's for me, that was when I moved to Vegas. Though, to answer your question, it was definitely when I followed the boy right after high school. It was for me very much a culture shock. It took some adjusting because again, I grew up in Little Rupert, Idaho, where I was in a little bubble that mom essentially created for us. It was just our family, our work, and that was it. And if you got to go to college, my older brother did, so good for you. And for me, it was more of like a little rockier path, because I mean, it was like a or financial reasonings, or it's very much the Latino culture, Mexican culture specifically, is very patriarchal.